Hello enthusiast, napaka-exciting na naman na episode ngayon kasi meron tayong bagong tactical flashlight galing kay Workos. Napaka-interesting nitong bagong tactical flashlight na to kasi hindi siya yung pangkaraniwang tactical flashlight na nakikita natin for every release ng mga tactical flashlights. Ngayon meron tayong isang kakaibang unit na merong kakaibang feature. Tara, samahan nyo ako mag-unbox, kilatisin ng build quality specs, features at subukan natin yung katangian ng kanyang liwanag sa ating field test. Quick unboxing muna tayo. Let's go! Ngayong tapos na tayo sa unboxing, syempre field test agad. Let's go! T1, subukan natin dito. Let's start with echo. Yung echo niya. This is slow. Medium. High. And then turbo. That's very, very bright. So yun yung beam profile niya. There is almost no hot spot. So the beam is very, very floody. But this is very, very bright, very impressive. Alright guys, let's test out the Workos T1. Yung target natin is 180 meters. Let's go. Let's start with echo. Yan yung echo. Low. Medium. Ito yung medium mode. And this is the high mode. Yan. So maabot na sa target natin yung beam niya at high mode. So yung beam profile niya is medyo floody talaga. And then turbo. Yan. Kitang-kita yung target natin. Hindi nga lang siya focus na beam but it can reach 180 meters. No problem sa long distance throw na test natin. Subukan natin yung side light niya. So, ito yung low na red light, medium, high. Then let's change colors. So this is green, medium, then high. Let's change it to blue. And yung blue light niya, medium, and then high. Switch to the white light, low, medium, and high. Tapos napansin ko, parang meron siyang memory function yata. Yan. So meron siyang memory mode sa last na brightness na ginamit mo for every color. So in example, let's say dito sa red,
baba natin yung brightness niya sa low. Tapos yung last brightness na ginamit natin for green is yung mataas yan. So babaan naman natin. Dito sa blue babaan natin. Yan, medium lang. Tapos sa white, let's go back to red. Sa white, yung highest setting. Yan. So sa red light niya, tinatandaan niya yung last na brightness na ginamit mo.
Ngayong tapos na tayo sa ating field test, let's do the rundown. So kung titingnan natin yung build quality niya, napakaganda. Yung design niya, napakalupit. Hindi pangkaraniwan. Bagong-bago sa mga mata natin kasi hindi siya yung regular na black tubular design ng mga tactical flashlight na nakasanayan na natin. It's a surprise kasi they did not go with the traditional all-black anodized finish, combination ng black and somewhat like a titanium gray. So napakaganda at napakapogi. Napakalupit ng kanyang color combination. Pati na rin yung design niya. So dito, start natin. Meron siyang crenulated bezel. So yung strike bezel niya ay crown shape tsaka napakakapal. You have that hardened mineral glass lens with an anti-reflective coating or AR coating. Tapos dito agaw pansin yung kanyang side light na LED. So yung LED nito gumagamit ng TIR lens. Tapos meron kang mga cutouts dito na dagdag forma na rin sa kanyang design. So dito sa likod niya meron kang makikitang battery indicator at charging indicator. At syempre hindi mawawala yung ating charging port na USB Type-C na rin. So you have that rubber gasket para maproteksyonan yung port natin. So you have the Workhorse logo at yung model niya T1 at yung isa pang agaw pansin talaga is yung kanyang tube. Meron tong dalawang tube, meron siyang inner tube at saka yung outer tube. So bubuksan natin yan mamaya, titingnan natin. Tapos yung inner tube niya makikita nyo, hindi lang siya plain na black. Meron din siyang texture dito. So honeycomb texture. Kaya naman premium na premium yung dating. Napakalupit talaga. So you have this removable one-way clip. Tapos ito yung kanyang rotary mode selector switch. Makikita natin dito na yung mode selector switch niya ay hindi lang yung dial niya yung umiikot, pati na rin yung kanyang switch mismo. So hindi siya yung magnetic switch na katulad sa Workhorse TD07. So compare natin dito sa rotary mode selector or rotary magnetic switch ng TD07. So ito lang yung gumagalaw and you can see yung kanyang switch ay fixed. Pero dito yung buong cap niya or yung buong bahagi niya rito, yun yung umiikot kasama nito. Pero titingnan natin, hindi siya yung rotary magnetic switch. It's a rotary switch na merong contact. Sisilipin natin yan mamaya. Pero looking at this overall quality, napakaganda. Napakalupit ng design. Para sa akin, agaw pansin talaga yung design niya. And for sure, sa mga flashlight enthusiast, mabilis itong mapapansin talaga. Tingnan naman natin yung loob niya. So yung usual na battery niya, 21,700, 5,000 milliamp hours. At ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, yung kanyang tube, napakakapal ng inner tube niya. Tapos ito na yung outer tube. So yan, nakabukod yan, makikita mo dito. So itong tube niya rito is for contacts. Para dito yung nagko-contact. Napakakapal na niyan at yung outer tube naman niya makapal din. So you can really tell that it is very very durable. Pero ito talaga yung gusto ko rin ipakita, yung kanyang switch or yung kanyang tail cap. I do not recommend na tanggalin yung tail cap niya dahil sa ito. Yan, yung tail cap kasi niya na ito is hindi siya fixed. Yan, ito yung gusto ko ipakita sa inyo. So yan, meron siyang mga contacts dito na siya yung dumidikit or nakapatong dito yan. So that's in contact with this circuit board. So ito yung mga, siguro yung mga modes niya. Yan. So habang iniikot mo siya, nagsiswitch siya ng contact. So that's why you can control the different modes. Tapos ito yung switch niya. Be careful lang sa pagtanggal nito. So mas maganda kung gusto niyo tanggalin yung battery, dito niyo lang tanggalin sa head, wag dito. Yan. So dapat maging maingat ka sa pagkabit. Otherwise, may chance na hindi gumana, ma-misalign siya. So dapat maingat na maingat ka. Kaya I do not recommend na tanggalin mo siya. I'm not sure about the longevity of this design, but the good thing is natatanggal siya. But the question is if Workos will sell some spare parts for this circuit board. Yung kanyang mode selector ay nagkikis-kisan yan dito, so I'm not sure kung gaano katagal until ma-wear out siya, or kung if let's say kakayanin niya 3 years of usage, it's all good. But the question there is if meron bang nabibili or may plan ba si Workos na magbenta ng mga spares nito just in case may mga masisira. But hopefully meron ding mga marunong na gumawa or mag-repair. But that's just a question. Just leave me with your thoughts on the comment section regarding this switch. What do you think about it? Yan, so naikabit ko na siya and I don't want to ever do that again. Ngayon naman, yung user interface niya, tingnan naman natin. Siyempre, yung manual natin, yung gawin nating gabay para ma-explore yung kanyang mga functions. Pero titingnan muna natin yung mga power figures niya. Yan, dito sa kanyang spotlight or yung main light niya, you have a 5,500 lumens na output. Then after 1 minute, it steps down to 810 lumens. That's only if you start at turbo. When you start at high, it's 2,249 lumens. Then steps down to 810 lumens onward. So kaya nitong mag-sustain ng 17 minutes sa kanyang high mode at 2,249 lumens. Solid na rin na performance yan. Sa medium niya, kaya niya mag-sustain ng 708 lumens, 3 hours and 8 minutes. Yung low mode naman niya, 9 hours at 300 lumens, which is still very usable. Yung echo naman niya is 25 lumens, 92 hours. Tapos you have that moonlight mode na 4 lumens. Para sa akin, mataas yung 4 lumens na moonlight, pero thank goodness meron siyang side light dito na mas mababa pa yung lumen output than the moonlight of the main LED. Ngayon dito makikita natin yung power output ng kanyang side light. Low, medium, and high. Yung white niya is 96.5 lumens, yung pinakamataas na output. Medium is 19.3 lumens, around 20 lumens. Yung low niya is 1.7 lumens. So makikita natin dito sa power figures niya, yung energy consumption niya, or say yung runtime niya rito, solid na rin yung runtime ng side lights. Yung red light naman, ito naman yung kanyang power output or yung lumen output niya. Yung maximum brightness is 48 lumens. Tapos medium is 12 and a half. Tapos we have low at 1.8. So we have the green at 77.5 lumens, medium at 14.2, low at 1.4 lumens. At yung pinakamababang lumen output is yung kanyang blue light na may low at 0.7 lumens, medium at 5.1, and yung highest na output ng blue light is 23.5 lumens. So tingnan natin yung kanyang modes. So meron dito lock mode, dito yung side light, tapos ito yung kanyang normal mode or yung kanyang outdoor mode, tapos ito naman yung kanyang tactical mode. So start tayo sa tactical mode. Sa tactical mode, napakadali lang, very familiar. Kung nakita nyo na yung TD07, same lang. So half press and it will turn instantly to turbo. So turbo lang at saka strobe. Yan. So gentle press or tinatawag nating half press, the switch is very very sensitive. Tapos full press, yan yung strobe niya. So in panic situations or in tactical situations, hindi ka sasablay kasi dalawang modes lang yung pwede mong ma-activate kapag naka-tactical ka, which is the turbo or the highest setting and also the strobe. Ngayon, gusto kong i-point out yung kanyang switch. So unlike the Workos TD07, yung switch kasi nito is you really have to do a full press. Yan. You can feel the feedback or yung first stage talaga, mafe-feel mo yung first stage and then the second stage. Dito is hindi mo mafe-feel yung first stage and it is very very sensitive. Kapag tumingin ka sa manual, yung ginamit nila na word to describe it is a gentle press. So gentle press lang talaga, almost like a touch screen, napaka-sensitive ng kanyang gentle press. So hindi siya half press. So hindi mo kailangang diinan talaga para ma-activate siya. So yung kanyang switch is very very sensitive. Yan. So dapat talaga maingat tayo dito kapag dala-dala natin, if it's in our pocket or in our bag, we should put it on lock mode. Huwag niyong kalimutan yan. Kasi 5,500 lumens, if it accidentally turns on inside your pocket or inside your bag, it's a disaster. Napakainit po ng 5,000 lumens. So punta naman tayo sa kanyang outdoor mode or yung kanyang normal mode or whatever mode this is called, but for me this is a normal mode. If you're not in a tactical situation, if you want to use the flashlight normally, ito yung mode na gagamitin natin. So gentle press lang to activate, and to cycle through you have to do another gentle press. So naka-echo tayo, or starting at echo, then low, medium, high, and turbo. And then another half press will get you back to the lowest output, which is echo. And to turn it off, full press. So unlike sa tactical mode kasi momentary lang siya, hindi siya steady. So you have to press and hold to sustain that light. Yan, momentary lang siya, but with the outdoor mode or yung kanyang normal mode, yan, naka-steady yung kanyang liwanag. So yun yung isa sa mga main differences niya aside sa mga available options. So kapag naka-off naman, if you do gentle press and hold it for a few seconds, you can get the moonlight. Sa side light mode naman niya, you can do a gentle press once, yan, and then cycle through low, medium, and high. Gentle press mo lang. Now, if you want to change colors, napakadali lang. Press and hold, gentle press pa rin. Then you can see it changes from red, green, blue, and white. So bitiwan mo lang kung aling color yung gagamitin mo to lock that color in, and kung gusto mo lakasan, half press. Full press to turn off. Tapos kung gusto mo naman yung ibang modes like the blinking mode, so you have this full press. Yan, naka red and blue. Tapos half press to cycle through. Ito parang SOS. And then this is beacon. And back to the red and blue blinking mode. Full press to turn off. Syempre yung lock mode meron din. Half press and hold. You can get that moonlight na momentary. Yan. Pero pag pinindot mo yan or half press lang konti, walang mangyayari. But if you do a half press or a gentle press and then hold it, meron kang soft light. So still kahit naka-lock mode ka, you're not completely blind kasi meron naman siyang momentary na moonlight mode. Ngayon naman sa design niya, sa side light niya, pros, ano nga bang pros dito? So isa sa mga kahinaan ng mga tactical lights, yung mga may mga tail switch. Kadalasan mahirap mag-tail stand yan dahil hindi yan nakakapag-tail stand dahil hindi flat. Meron namang ibang mga flashlights na meron ding mga tail standing capabilities na ginawa nila ng paraan, but with this design, they cannot do a tail stand. Pero for hands-free use, meron kang side light dito, so pwede mo siyang itayo ng ganyan, and if you're working on something, pwede mo siyang gawing lamp or a forward-facing light. So yan yung pros niya sa ganitong design. Tapos when it comes to the grip, still comfortable na grip, ganito, tactical grip, but when you use this as an EDC or a soft light, you can use this like so. Yan, or kahit ganito. Pero para sa akin okay na kahit ganito. Yan. Kakaibang experience naman siya. So it's not the usual position or the usual grip that I use with my EDC or my tactical flashlights, but it's nice to have this different experience. Now, my final thoughts on the T1. Kung ikaw yung isang naghahanap din ng napakalakas na flashlight, if you want to upgrade from your 1000 lumens or yung 3000 lumens flashlight mo, this is a very good upgrade. This is 5500 lumens, and for its price point, this is very, very competitive compared to what we have in the market. Marami namang premium din na brands pero napakamahal. The Workhorse T1 is priced competitively. So lalagay ko na lang dito sa description or dito sa comment section kung saan tayo pwedeng makabili. Sa legit lang na shop, syempre yung Workhorse shop. So yun lang muna sa review na to. And if you have more questions about this light, mag-comment lang kayo at sasagutin natin yan. At dito nagtatapos ang review natin sa Workhorse T1. Kung umabot ka sa dulo ng video na to, maraming salamat sa iyo. This is your boy Muhayag. See you on the next video.